Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
The North Dakota Department of Health has confirmed 12 new cases of COVID-19, with half of those in Cass County. 6 new cases from Cass County have been confirmed, all but one of which were spread through close contact. The other cases were in Montreal, Stark, Ward, and Williams County, with patients ranging in age from their 20s to their 80s. There are now 159 confirmed cases in the state. 4 more people have recovered from the illness, bringing that total to 43. The death toll remains at 3. In Minnesota, they are reporting another death contributed to the illness, bringing the total number to 18. In total, 742 people in the state have tested positive for the illness. 75 people are currently being hospitalized. However, they are also reporting that 373 people no longer need to be isolated. Clay County has the most cases in northwestern Minnesota with 8. Well, time to remember those winter driving skills. This semi flipped into the median along I-94 near Oriska earlier today. It's unknown if the driver was hurt. A check of the DOT map show partially snow-covered roads along the interstate between Jamestown and Dickinson. Be sure to give other drivers plenty of space, slow down, and don't use your cruise control. Time now to catch up with meteorologist Lisa Green. Well, that's about how it feels out there as well, just like it looks. Lisa, how is it looking?
Well, today we are dealing with conditions that are going to be quite tough for the rest of the day today. We've had that icing going on here in the valley, as much as 2/10 of an inch thick of ice in Fargo. So that started off our day, and now we're seeing more and more snow. And speaking of the Oriska area, this is the rest area there on I-94. You can see the current state of things here. Snow on the ground. We've got more snow falling in the region, and we'll continue to watch more places getting that snow. And again, a look out on our storm team, First Alert Storm Team Skycam. We have ice on the camera and snow being reported at the airport and in Grand Forks, maybe a little mixed precipitation there. Same thing in Devil's Lake. I want to point out these temperatures. Most of us below freezing now, except for the east and the southeast into Lakes Country. Fergus Falls still at 36, and Bemidji a very mild 43 degrees. And that's making a big difference on what type of precipitation we've been seeing here. Over to the east, you can see we've got green, we've got rain stretching from the Red Lake area up toward Lake of the Woods. In between the pinks and purples, we're looking at a little bit of mixed precipitation, either some freezing rain to some sleet, and then in blue, signs of some snow going on. The Northern Valley has been the focus for the last few hours. You can see there's a band that's a little bit heavier from around the Northwood area in Grand Forks County down into parts of Steele County and beyond. And in the Southern Valley, we are watching an area of snow developing and filling in here down to the south and west. And you can see this band setting up right here. That may be where we get some of our heaviest snowfall with this system. So that's the one to watch. Winter storm warning through the day today and into tomorrow. So this is going to last for some time. We'll have the full details for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Lisa. Well, new at noon, police in Grand Forks want your help finding a missing man. His picture is up on your screen right now. The Grand Forks Police Department is looking for Benjamin Norling in regards to a welfare check. They say he was last seen in Grand Forks, but they don't know what he was wearing or where he may be now. If you have any information about him, call police. Well, more than 6.6 million Americans applied for unemployment benefits last week, doubling a new record high that had been set just last week. The job cuts are mounting as a result of the pandemic. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum said yesterday that more than 27,000 people have submitted claims for unemployment in the past 2 weeks, 7,000 more than all of last year's total. In Minnesota, close to 250,000 claims have been submitted, with nearly 240,000 applications since March 16th. That's more than were submitted the entire year of 2019. The surging layoffs have led many economists to predict as many as 20 million lost jobs nationwide by the end of April. The city of Fargo is hosting a COVID-19 education roundtable later today, featuring school administrators from the Fargo-Moorhead metro area. They'll be talking about distance learning, challenges brought on by the COVID-19 crisis. It starts at 1 p.m. and will be live streamed on Fargo's Facebook and Twitter accounts. Minnesota is postponing the governor's fishing opener until 2021. The governor was supposed to kick off the fishing season in Otter Tail County this May. That will now happen next year in May. Fishing opener as a whole is still happening in the state. Well, the YWCA is closing its childcare center in North Fargo. The organization says it will stay open until April 17th. Currently, 9 children use the facility, and the YWCA says they would have lost $32,000 this month alone if they stayed open. 23 people work for the center. Full-time employees will receive severance payment while they transition to other jobs. The White House's coronavirus task force is looking at a way to stop the spread of the virus within the U.S. That means we could see a very limited travel ban for some parts of the country. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
The FDA is announcing it has approved the first test that can detect whether people have already developed antibodies to COVID-19.
The peace of mind that would come from knowing you already were infected, you have antibody, you're safe from reinfection 99.9% of the time.
The coronavirus response coordinator, Dr. Deborah Burke, says the task force is working with universities across the country to develop these types of tests.
I think that would be very reassuring to the healthcare workers who have been on the front line. We worry about them every day.
To stop the spread of the virus, President Trump says he's considering a limited travel ban for areas hardest hit by the pandemic, but a decision has not been made.
I am looking where flights are going into hotspots, but closing up every single flight on every single airline, that's a very, very, very rough decision.
The president also confirmed the national stockpile of medical equipment for emergencies is almost completely drained.
The National Guard is moving a lot of this equipment and medical supplies into a hospital or into an area where it's needed by the state.
State leaders say they're still competing against each other for supplies, prompting New York Senator Chuck Schumer to call on the president to streamline the process under the Defense Production Act.
We need him to put in charge a czar of the whole production and distribution of these materials under the DPA.
President Trump, responding to Senator Schumer, tweeted, "Remember, we are a backup for them. The complainers should have been stocked up and ready long before this crisis hit. Other states are thrilled with the job we've done." Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The FDA says antibodies against coronavirus are generally detectable in blood several days after the initial infection. In our consumer alert this afternoon, pandemic panic shopping seems to have eased. Data from a firm that tracks foot traffic at big box stores like Costco, Sam's Club, Target, and Walmart shows a more normal pace. That's after a significant surge following stay-at-home orders. It's led to pandemic buying for essentials like toilet paper, disinfectants, and hand sanitizer. Stores saw nearly a 25% spike in mid-March. Well, coming up at noon, how strangers are stepping up to help those in need during the pandemic. But next, weather to plan your day.